In the next step, let's go ahead and play a little bit more with the main components and varying their instances. If you want to follow along with me, you want to have step 2, vary component instances in the practice file visible on canvas. You'll want to have the layers panel open. I did so by clicking here in the lower left hand corner on the layers icon, and I'm in design mode here in the upper left. I want to focus on these 3 artboards on the right. So I'm going to select them and then hit Command on the Mac or Control on Windows in the number 3 so that I can bring those into view. All right, I have a design here. And what I want to do is have this top navigation reoccur on the 2 additional artboards. But I don't want them to remain exactly the same. I would like to define it as a component so that I can keep some of the elements consistent. While making those changes, when I click on the first artboard here in that header area, I can see that I have a component defined and it's a main component. I can tell by the green highlight and the diamond in the upper left hand corner. It's called Nav Mobile Top. It looks good. What I want to do is duplicate it or create instances for these second 2 artboards. For that, I will make sure I have that first component selected on the canvases, and in the right menu, I will just copy it to the clipboard. XD supports paste in place from one artboard to the other. If you select the destination artboards by its tab title, so I will come in and select the second. I'll hold the Shift key and select the 3rd artboard. Now, in the right menu, once again, I can just select Paste. And they will paste in the right location. So by definition, now I got a main component with the fill-in diamond. I got an instance with a hollow diamond and another instance here. I'm going to go ahead now and make again a few arbitrary changes to my design. So in the second version, let's assume for this background fill, I'm just going to grab the eyedropper tool. If I type I on the keyboard, it's going to bring up that eyedropper. I'll make scary change here and grab one of the shades of yellow from my beautiful chair. Not that shade. And then the fill color, I'll go ahead and adjust that a bit. So it's a little more attractive, but I got this very heavy yellow header. Oh my goodness. Let's try that. Lovely. For this second example, I may want to use the main component. But perhaps I want less the details. I don't want a shopping cart visible on this one. So I will click inside this instance and I'll go ahead and double click inside of that. I can select the ICO bag here in the layers panel if I prefer. But I want to select it and then type delete on the keyboard to make it go away. I'll go back and grab that little dot that was next to it. So the ellipse 76 and delete it. Another thing I would like to do is some of this first example. I'm going to double click to select the label, and I'll go ahead and just drag it over here towards the left hand side. And then click off. Now I've done that work. If there any global change I would like to make, let's assume for a moment I think that the content that I have here is a little close to the bottom of my top level navigation area. I can come in and double click to select that background fill. On that first artboard, and I'm just going to sort of press and drag it and make it taller. Notice that change is propagating. It's happening to all instances, even when I change the background fill. When I deleted content, I can add content if I wanted as well. I could change it to a different icon. It's still going to have that real intelligent relationship between the main component and its instances. If at any time I feel I've made a fundamental mistake, which is quite possible, rather than have to start over and grab that main component and duplicate it, I can comment to any instance on the canvas. Notice that it got a diamond and that's hollow with a dot in the center. If I come back here and click on that instance of the main component, notice that in the menu here I have ability to reset to main state. If I select that, it's going to reverse all the content to that main example. Okay, now that we understand what a component is and how to vary its instances, let's go a bit further with nesting and swapping components in the next step.